gonna start, I usually wear my mini ears to pull my hair back, that way it's out of my face, so that's why I look like a 12-year-old, it's fine. So whenever I start doing makeup, I always like to moisturize my lips, just so when I get to my lipstick, they're all set and ready to go. I already have my face washed and moisturized, and so to prime it, I'm gonna use the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm. I really like this to prime. I feel like it holds my makeup in place. So just personal preference, I prefer to do my brows first before I do anything else, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna fill those in. I'm gonna use the Billion Dollar Brows, this little brow duo pencil. I'm gonna use the highlight side just to clean them up and clean up the edge. I just put a little bit. I don't like doing too much because I feel like if I do, it gets a little bit kinky and it makes my shadow look weird. I'll just take a nice flat concealer brush and just clean those up. On to eyeshadow. So I really don't have a plan on what kind of eyeshadow I'm doing today, so I just picked out a few of my favorite palettes and I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna start off by priming with my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. It's one of my favorite eye primers. So I'm going to start off with my Lorac Pro palette. This is the original. I'm going to take any fluffy brush and I'm going to pick up cream. And I'm just going to place that all over just to set the primer and give us a nice base to blend on. So I'm going to take light pink out of the Pro palette on a Sigma. I believe this is the E40. It's all worn off. And I'm just going to use this as my transition shade, so I'm going to buff it and circle it into the crease. And with another fluffy brush, this is the Royal & Langnickel Crease and Smudge Brush. I got this in my Ipsy bag. I'm going to pick up mauve, tap off the excess, and I'm going to do the same thing, just keeping it a little bit lower. I'm just going back with that Sigma E40. I'm going to pick up more of a light pink and I'm just going to buff that out. Okay, now I'm going to dip into the Too Faced Stardust by Vegas Nay palette. I'm going to pick up Girls Night, which is this beautiful deep maroon. And this is the Real Techniques Bold Metals collection. I can't remember the name of this brush, but I'll link it down below. I'm just going to pick that up on the very tip and make sure to tap off the excess. And then I'm just going to pop that into the outer crease. To make sure that's blended, I'm going to go back with that Royal & Langnickel brush. I'm going to dip back into mauve, and I'm just going to go over that just to ensure that it's smoked out. And then once again going back with that Sigma E40 in light pink and just blending out the crease. I'm actually going to go in with my Real Techniques. This is the base shadow brush. I'm going to pick up some of this deep purple in the Lorac palette. I'm going to pop that out there as well, just to make the look a little bit more purple. I'm going to dip into the Urban Decay Electric palette and I'm going to pick up Urban. Just barely popping that in there. And we're gonna start to bring that through the crease so slightly. I'm gonna go back in on that Real Techniques Bold Metals brush. I'm actually gonna pick up more of mauve. I'm gonna bring this through. Once again, picking up light pink, just dusting that over the top, just to make sure it's blended. I'm not too sure what I want to do on the lid. I'm thinking like a gold glitter. The Lorac, this is the Pro Matte palette. It's actually one of my favorite palettes ever. And I'm going to use this MUA. This is a crease brush. And I'm going to dip into burgundy. I'm just going to ever so slightly introduce that to the outer crease. And one last time, we're going to dip into the electric palette again with the same Real Techniques brush. I'm going to pick up more Urban. This is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue. Any glitter glue will be fine. I'm going to do one eye at a time. I found that doing one eye at a time, it just makes life so much easier. So I just dot that onto my finger. Then with my other finger, I'll go ahead and place that. I like to place a pretty generous layer wherever I'm applying this. And then where I want the glitter to end, I kind of flick out to help make that transition a little less harsh. And with the same finger, I'm going to dip it into that Too Faced Glamour Dust, and I'm going to just press. If you do a swiping motion, it's going to make the glitter go all over the place, and you're way more bound to have fallout. I'm just going to press and do the same flicking motion at the outer portion. Before that has a chance to completely set, I'm not adding any more product. I'm just going to go in with a brush and just wiggle around those edges just to blend them out a little bit. I'm going to wipe off your brush if it starts to pick up the glitter. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to pick up more Urban. Rather heavily load that onto my brush, starting with the outer corner. I'm going to go into my Lorac Pro palette again, and on I believe this is an e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. contour brush. I'm going to pick up black, and I'm going to pop that into the outer corner, just to give it more depth, make it look a little bit more sultry. Pick up that Real Techniques brush. I'm going to pick up more of mauve, and just help blend that. I'm going to go in with my Sigma E40. I'm not adding anything else or any extra product onto the brush, but I'm just going to go through and make sure that transition is blended. And just because we lost some of the glitter in that blending process, I'm going to go and just apply a little bit more. I'm going to go in with just some makeup wipes just to kind of clean up the edge and clean up any of the glitter that may have just fallen while applying. So this is the Physicians Formula 2-in-1 Eye Booster. So I'm just going to line my lash line. To prep for falsies, I'm going to take, this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara. I'm just going to coat my lashes. For this look, I'm going to try some lashes that I actually haven't tried before. So these are the Ardell Double Up. These are number 203 in black. They're pretty intense. So I'm going to use the Duo. This is the brush-on adhesive. Sure. If you guys would want to see an in-depth how-to on fake lashes, I would love to do that for you guys. So if you want to comment below and let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing, I'd be more than happy to make a video on that. So now we're going to move on to face. The Rimmel Lasting Finish 25 Hour with Comfort Serum Foundation. I'm in the shade 091 Light Ivory. I'm going to be using my Real Techniques sponge, which is a little dirty right now. I'm sorry if the lighting keeps changing. I'm using just natural sunlight. It's a little hard when you have mini ears, but. The NYX HD Concealer, I am in the shade Porcelain, which is the lightest shade. Me knew about it. Press that in. And I like to make sure I really get into that inner corner. Once I feel that it's blended and I'm really happy with it, I take my e.l.f. This is the High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. This is my Real Techniques. This is the setting brush. So I just make sure I pat it out just to ensure there's no creases. And then immediately I go in. I pick up a rather heavy amount of that powder and I just start by just pressing that in. Once I have it all pressed in, I will just kind of go and very, very lightly swirl just to knock off any excess powder. And do the same thing on the other eye. And then once again, immediately after, I'm going to set it. Once all that is done, I am going to go in with my face powder. Right now I'm using the L'Oreal True Match powder. I am in the shade N1. And just any powder brush, this is a Real Techniques one. And really make sure that foundation is set so when I go over with my powder bronzer and everything else, it blends easily. This is the Benefit Cheekathon palette. So I'm going to go in, this is the Real Techniques cheek brush. I love this brush for contouring or sculpting or whatever. I think it's just amazing. And I'm going to go in and pick up Hoola. I pick up a very light amount just because I am more on the fair side. And I'm just going to go through, I'm just going to place this into the hollow of my cheek. I'm not going to go for a crazy strong contour today, but we'll do a little something. Make sure you really push that contour back into your hairline. I'm going to take a little bit more of Hoola. I'm going to pop that onto the side of my forehead. Go through and just add a little bit onto my jawline. Contour that double chin, girl. Before I do anything else, I'm going to take my MUA Professional. This is the stippling brush. You can get these at CVS actually. I'm just going to go through and just make sure that's blended. Okay, and then also from this, I'm going to use Coralista today as my blush. And a brush that I find I really like applying my blush with, say that 5 times fast, is the Real Techniques. This is the Dual Fiber. This is actually a contour brush. I own 3 of these brushes because they come in a lot of their sets. But I love, love, love this brush for contour and blush. I'm just going to pop that on my cheeks. I usually don't put on too much blush just because I do have very, very rosy cheeks. I go back in with that stipple brush and I just blend. Then I'm going to apply my highlight. Today I'm going to use the Pure Afterglow Illuminating Powder. I love this highlight. I think it's stunning. And to apply it, I'm going to use this is the Luxie number 522 Tapered Highlighter. I'm going to apply it on top of my nose, a little bit on the tip. I'm going to apply it right above the arch of my brow. I'm actually going to take some of that same highlight, pick up some of that, pop that really lightly onto the top of my brow bone. And then a little bit more onto my inner corner, just to open it up. I'm going to start off with the MUA Professional. This is the Smudger / Detailer brush number 311. I'm going to dip into that Lorac Pro Matte palette again. I'm going to pick up a little bit of burgundy. I'm going to start off by smudging that into the outer portion of my lash line. I'm going to go back into my electric palette on the Royal & Langnickel brush that I mentioned earlier. It does have a little smudge side. And I'm going to pick up Urban. And then this is the Urban Decay. This is from the Naked 2 palette. I'm going to take that a little bit more fluffy side. And I'm going to dip into light pink, and I'm just going to start blending all of that out. I'm going to grab a little bit more of that pure highlight and just pop that once again on the inner. I'm going to bring it just slightly onto the inner part of my lash line just to really open up the eyes. I'm just going to take, this is the NYX Wonder Pencil in Light, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to pop that onto my lower lash line just to once again open the eyes up. You could definitely throw in a black liner if you're feeling scandalous. Alright, so I'm going to finish off with lips. I'm going to take, this is the Blend Mineral Cosmetics lip liner. Unfortunately, none of their lip liners have names, but it's just kind of like a mauve-y pink. Alright, so once the lips are lined, I'm going to go in with the ColourPop. This is one of their matte liquid lipstick. This is in Trap. Alright, so once that is applied, I'm going to go in into my setting spray. This is the Wet n Wild All Day Wear Photo Focus Setting Spray. I have been loving this. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for supporting me and helping me achieve my dreams. This is something I've wanted to do for so long, and I'm so glad I finally got the courage to do it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!